Okay, I do gotta say, I feel like my lips look terrible though. I don't think I could get on board with this much overlining. Hey beauty babes, welcome to my channel. I'm Maria, aka Agape Love Girl. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today I'm very excited because I'm doing something that's a little bit more fun and experimental, and I really hope you guys will enjoy it. I really have no idea how this whole look is going to come out, but I'm really excited to find out how. So basically, as I'm sure you saw from the title, I'm going to be doing a full face of the most hated makeup styles and trends. I want to do a little housekeeping first to let you guys know. I was actually inspired to do this video from Annette of Annette's Makeup Corner, who did a tag of makeup trends you hate that I love, which is actually kind of a tag that was created by Kelly Gooch. So in a roundabout way, I was kind of inspired by Kelly Gooch and Annette. Now this is a little bit different than that, but as I was watching Annette's video, it made me think like I would love to see someone do like a full face of you know, all of the hated makeup styles and trends, but not in a like bad way, because I know this idea isn't completely new. I don't think I've seen anybody do it in the sense that I'm planning to do it today, but anyways, I know that the idea is not completely new in the sense that there have been people who have done like a full face of like Instagram makeup trends or like ridiculous makeup trends, and then the way they do it is like absolutely ridiculous. They're doing it like way over the top. It's like purposely done to look horrible and show how horrible these trends are, but I don't want to do it that way. I want to genuinely do my best with these makeup styles and trends and create a look, and it may end up being over the top and ridiculous and not flattering, or it could end up looking really beautiful. I don't know. We're gonna find that out together, and I'm really excited. I basically wrote down a list because I'm pretty familiar with a lot of the trends that people do not like, and I'm sure there might be more that I'm not including in this video, but just off the top of my head, I was trying to think of the ones that people are the most vocal about, and I made a list. And I'm going to try to go from there, but I did also ask on my Instagram account if anybody could think of any makeup trends that are really most hated or that they don't like. And so I did just kind of check through those, and a lot of the ones people are saying are the ones that I do already have down on my list, so I think we're good. But I just wanted to ask just in case there were any other ones that I didn't think of, so I may be checking my Instagram responses just to be sure. But anyways, I have a good idea of what I'm going to do today in the sense of the hated trends. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. Now the one I'm going to start off with first is brows, and I feel like there's a lot of hated trends concerning brows, so like I feel like you really can't win, so you really just need to do you. And I think the whole point of this video is essentially just do you. You really can't win. There's always going to be some people who hate the style of makeup you do, so just do what you like and what makes you happy. But anyways, when it comes to brows, I feel like, you know, there's people who hate the big fluffy feathered brows when that was a trend. There's people who hate like all different kinds of trends, but I feel like, in my opinion, I feel like the most hated brow style and trend is that quote unquote Instagram block brow. And this is a brow style that I feel like I have rocked before for a long time and still kind of rock here and there. But I feel like I've tried to, and more within this last year, come around to a more natural style of brow. I mean, they still may look quite unnatural, but I try my best to do a little bit more of a natural, softer looking brow. But anyways, so today I'm going to be doing a really bold block Instagram brow. And to do that, I'm basically just going to be doing it how I used to do my brows. I'm going to be outlining my brows with some concealer, and then I'm going to fill them in with powder in a very kind of squared off block style, and I'll just be running through that pretty quickly. But the products I'm going to be using is the Beauty Junkies Brow Concealer. I'm going to be using the It Cosmetics Brow Power Powder to apply. Now this video isn't necessarily about how makeup is applied or the trend of how makeup is done. It's more so just the finished result and look. I know that some people get really upset about the way people apply and do their makeup certain ways, so anyways, this isn't necessarily about that. This is just about the look. Now once I was done filling in my brows, then I would just go ahead and clean up that concealer around my brows and also drag some of that concealer down onto my lids. Alright, it's kind of weird seeing my brows like this. It's been a long time since I've done them this blocky, and I mean honestly I don't hate it. I don't not like this trend. I know it's not for everybody. I know a lot of people have very strong opinions about brows, especially really bold block brows, but I don't hate it. Anyways, we're gonna go and move on to the eyes. And one of the most hated trends for some reason, which is weird because I feel like a lot of people like this, but I think A lot of people feel like it's maybe overused, or maybe don't like it because they don't know how to do it, which I've definitely been there. Not that I didn't like it, but I didn't know how to do it. Anyways, one of them is a really big wing liner, or just wing liner in general, but I feel like a lot of people say big wing liner. So we are gonna do a little bit of a more dramatic wing liner today. And there's a lot more for eyes that I'm going to do, but this is something I have to do first because I'm not good at doing a wing liner freehand. So I am going to pull out my shadow shields. You guys have seen me do this a lot on my channel. It's just one shadow shield. I'm going to fold in half and cut it so I can have two pieces to place on the outer edge of my eyes. That way I can eventually create a wing liner in the end. Now moving on to eyeshadows, I feel like there's actually a lot of like really hated trends or really strongly opinioned thoughts. There's strong opinions about eyeshadow in general. One of them is cut creases. A lot of people do not like cut creases, and that was one I thought about doing, but I'm kind of like, I feel like if I do cut crease plus this other thing plus the wing liner, it's just gonna be a little bit too much for me that I want to do today. So I want to focus on another trend that I feel like is almost more hated than cut creases, and that is glitter, and more specifically pressed glitter. I feel like so many people have major issues with glitter and pressed glitters specifically. So I am going to be using glitter on my eyes today and a pressed glitter. And when I pulled this out, it made me realize that I actually have not used glitter in so long on my channel. It feels like ages. Glitter is something that I feel like was included in every single look I did for the longest time, and I don't know when I really stopped, but I kind of slowly stopped using glitter, and I'm like, who am I? This is so weird. So I'm kind of excited to be pulling glitter back out. But anyways, I'm going to be using one of the NBA Cosmetics Chromolite pressed glitters for my look today. But before I do that, I'm just going to kind of lay down a base color. I'm just going to do kind of like a little bit of a colorful smoky eye and nothing too intricate. So the shadows I'm going to be using are from NBA Cosmetics as well. This is from their Seashells little eyeshadow collection. I'm going to be using this blue shade, which is called Blue Safari, and then I may go in with the kind of nudie cream shade Silken Sands, and to kind of help clean it up or whatever. I'm not quite sure. Anyways, I'm just gonna lay those colors down and then real quick, and then we'll move on to the glitter. Okay, the focus isn't on this shadow at all for this video, but I just gotta say, this is so pretty all over the lid. On camera it's looking very black, but in person it's such a really pretty navy blue. It's really rich and beautiful. All right, this is looking smoky and sultry. I really like it, honestly, but the focus, like I said, is not necessarily on the shadows. It's more about the glitter, because that seems to be the trend that everybody hates. So like I said, I am going to be going in with the NBA Cosmetics Chromolites glitter, and this is the shade Aquarius, which I actually think is so stunning. And it looks like it would pair well with this blue. So I'm just going to take that with a Royal & Langnickel BX80 brush and start patting that down on my lid. I know in the past I've used this with a glitter glue, but you can use it with or without a glitter glue. I just find that a glitter glue helps it stay a lot longer, but these Chromolites pressed glitters have a good binder in them that you can apply them without any glitter glue or adhesive. Oh my goodness, you guys, this is so pretty. Glitter is one thing that I will always like probably be in the unpopular minority of those who loves glitter. I just cannot get enough of it, and just even doing this, I'm just like, oh, it's so pretty. I've missed using glitter so much. I know a lot of people are, I think the hatred stems from fear. A lot of people are really afraid of using glitter. A lot of people do have sensitive eyes, so they worry about glitter getting in their eyes. So anyways, I understand like kind of maybe the fear or somewhat hatred towards glitter, and as long as you're not using craft glitter, then like, you know, cosmetic glitter is more safe. But obviously I don't want to like promote something you're uncomfortable with. You do what you're comfortable with. I've been wearing glitter since I was in like junior high and I've never had issues with it, even with getting glitter in my eyes and things like that. So anyways, I'm kind of on board with the glitter, you know, style. I love it so much, but I can understand and respect why people don't really love it, but I just think it's stunning. All right, moving on, we're gonna go in with the next kind of most hated trend, and that is a big, thick winged liner. So what I'm gonna try to do today is do a thick, dramatic wing liner. I'm not sure how easy I'm gonna be able to achieve that over top of this glitter, but we're gonna try. So yeah, I'm gonna be using my Urban Decay Perversion liner for this. All right, here we are. I think this is pretty bold. Maybe I could have gone a little bit bolder, but I don't know. I feel like this is bold enough. I'm sorry if it's not bold enough for the hated version of this trend. Also, I really quickly just changed out of my sweater because I felt like that pink for some reason was throwing off my lighting and the white balance or something. I think this should this looks a little bit better. I'm not quite sure, but it was driving me nuts how dark my light was looking. So anyways, now that I've done my wing liner, I'm gonna go ahead and pull off these shadow shields. All right, so what do you think? Is this dramatic and bold enough for a wing liner? I probably could still go a little bit more bold, but I'm gonna let it be right here. Okay, now really quickly, I'm just gonna go ahead and take some more of that blue shade, Blue Safari, and run that onto my lower lash line. I feel like another trend that is kind of a little bit more of a hated trend is a really blown out smoky lower lash line, which I'll probably try to do, but I'll probably achieve that a little bit better after I put on the rest of my face, since a lot of this will get cleaned up once I put my foundation and concealer on. Alright you guys, not gonna lie, I'm actually really digging this look. Like, I think it looks so pretty. I mean, of course my lower lash line looks absolutely insane. Normally when I do a shadow on the lower lash line, I like to focus a lot more of the color in the outer corner, not bring it in so deep. Oh, I just got a little bit sloppy, but we're gonna clean that up. And anyways, we're gonna move on to the face now. And while I do think that there are some unpopular opinions or hated trends concerning the face, like foundation, I'm not really going to include something for foundation because I feel like it really is split 50-50. I don't feel like there's one version of foundation that is more hated than anything else. Because of preferences. There's always one side that prefers a lighter coverage and one side that prefers a heavier coverage, and I feel like it's truly is split. So anyways, I'm just gonna do my foundation real quick and then we'll move on to the next hated trend. For my foundation, I'm going to be using the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. I'm basically just gonna be using products from my makeup basket this month to go along with this video. So nothing I'm pulling out special just for this video, except for the glitter, of course. So yeah, most if not all the products will be from my makeup basket, but I will have everything listed and linked in the description box for your convenience in case you are curious. So this next one I wasn't sure if I was going to include because I really wanted to focus on more of like the finished look kind of trends that people don't like, but I figured this one is like, I feel like called out so much that I figured I might as well include it in today's video, and that is using too much concealer. Now this is something that I am probably and have been guilty of, maybe still am guilty of here and there, but where I have really bad dark circles, so I really like to cover them up. And I do feel like, yeah, maybe sometimes people use more concealer than they need to. I feel like there's even people who use concealer who don't even need concealer, but it's like such a habit and routine and like in a lot of people's just makeup routine just to use concealer. And yeah, whether someone quote unquote needs it or not, I feel like if they like it, then let them be. Like, you don't have to do that. I feel like people get mad because they feel like it makes it seem like you have to do it or it's a standard that you have to follow, but I think just do whatever makes you happy. So anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and use too much concealer maybe for this look, and the concealer I'm going to be using is the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Concealer. I'm going to be using the shade 21, which I'm not quite sure. I have like 3 different shades in here. I'm not sure which one is best for me, so I'm just going to try this, and if I need to switch it up and add a different concealer, then I will. Alright, so this next trend, I feel like there is, for some weird reason, a lot of angst against this particular makeup style, and I really don't know why. I actually think it's really cute. I feel like it's more so newly popular. I don't think it's a new way or new thing. I think it's been around for a while, but I feel like right now it's kind of trending a little bit more. I think maybe that's thanks to like Instagram filters that have this, but I know other YouTubers like Butte Bean is really known for doing this, and I think it's so cute. I have noticed that Raw Beauty Christy has been doing this a lot more regularly. Regularly, I can never say that word, and people just seem to get so upset about it for some weird reason. And even in my Instagram thing that I literally just posted a couple hours ago, I already got 2 people who mentioned this makeup trend in what they don't like, and that is faux freckles. Now I have this little freckle tint from Lottie London. I bought this quite a while back, like several months ago. I feel like I hauled it on my channel in an Ulta haul. Maybe? Did I? Or maybe I just bought it silently. But anyway, either way, I've had this for a while. I've only used it maybe like 3 times, never on camera, because I'm still just really insecure about doing freckles. I feel like every time I've tried doing faux freckles, it ends up just looking so strange on me. I feel like I'm doing it wrong. But maybe it's just because I'm not used to it. So anyways, I think faux freckles are really cute, but I do know that a lot of people really don't like the trend. And I'm not sure why. I would love to know if you're someone who doesn't like the trend. Like, I would love to know why you don't like it. For me, I just think freckles in general are really cute. My husband has freckles. My middle son, my oldest son, my middle child, he's my oldest son, has freckles, and I just have always thought freckles are so absolutely adorable, so cute, so beautiful, whatever you want to describe them as. And I love the look of them, and I've wanted to try to achieve them myself with faux freckles, but I don't know, I feel like it turns out a mess. So hopefully I can achieve it today and it'll look cute like I feel like everybody else looks with them, but we shall see. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and do these, and I wanted to do them before I did anything else, before I put on powder or blush or bronzer or anything like that, because I feel like if you're wanting for a more natural faux freckle look, doing it before you put down any powders or other products may make them look the most natural, because it's underneath product, where if you're someone who has natural freckles, you don't have freckles on top of your makeup. They're underneath your makeup, so I think that's what I'm going to try to do to incorporate them to look a little bit more natural. Yes, none of this is really natural, but I'm going to try to achieve as natural as I can faux freckle look. Anyways, like I said, I have the Latte London Freckle Tint, which is just like this little brush tip wand, and I feel like it's a little bit hard to use. Maybe that's why I'm having a hard time with it, because the brush can create really big dots and then really small dots. So anyways, I'm just going to try my best to do it. I like to just dot on a few dots at a time and then let it set for just a second, and then I'll go in with my beauty sponge to tap it out. Alright, so I kind of have a good spattering on me right now, but even now I feel like it looks, I don't know, it looks like not really like freckles. It looks like I just have brown spots on my face, and I don't know, maybe it's like I said, I'm just not used to it. It's so weird. I don't know if I'm just doing it wrong, but it almost doesn't look like freckles to me. It looks like I just kind of splattered brown all over my face, so I don't know. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see them a little bit better, because I'm not sure how well they're picking up from what I can see in the viewfinder, so I want you guys to be able to see what it's looking like. I still think it's cute. It still looks so very unnatural on me, and again, like I said, not that faux freckles are going to look natural, but I feel like some people can pull them off and they really do look natural. They really do look like real freckles. Like Betty Jean, I feel like she pulls them off so well, and where I put them on and I feel like I look kind of ridiculous, but I really want to get into this trend. I like it. I think it's cute. So yeah, let me know, did I pull it off or what? Or is it just like a train wreck on my face? I don't know. Anyways, now that I've got that done, let's go ahead and move on to the next makeup trend. Actually, really quickly, I am just going to lightly set my face. This isn't part of the trend thing, but I'm just going to do it real quick since I didn't set my face yet. I feel like the products I use, those Makeup Forever products, don't necessarily need to be set too much. You probably saw my face up close and you can tell there wasn't too much creasing or really any at all, but I just want to lightly set before I go into my blush and bronzer. So I'm just going to be taking the Urban Decay The Fix powder, which is technically a powder foundation, but I'm just going to lightly take that and kind of set under my eyes and in my T-zone. Alright, moving on to bronzer slash contouring. I feel like people really get up in arms about contouring, especially those who maybe contour with bronzer. Everybody's like, you know, contour has to be a cool tone, da 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 da. Now I'm someone who's totally guilty of like contouring with a bronzer, which I guess maybe technically isn't, maybe I don't totally chisel out and contour my face, but I do more so use a bronzer as a contour because I prefer warm tones for my like contoured look and face. So I am definitely someone who's guilty of using bronzer as a contour. I don't like the cool tones. They tend to look very muddy and dirty on me, and a lot of people have said, you know, that they think bronzer just looks like mud and dirt on someone's face. I'm not sure if they were necessarily referring to me or not, but those are comments that I have heard and have been said kind of towards me. So anyways, that is something that I think is very unpopular. Using too much bronzer is something that I think people really have a problem with. And another thing that I feel like is really unpopular that people don't like is shimmery warm tone bronzers, and so that's actually what I'm going to be using today. I'm someone who actually doesn't mind a shimmery bronzer. I don't want it to be like super like highlighty like a bronzer, but I don't mind using a more shimmery bronzer. It doesn't faze me one bit, and this is one that I feel like a lot of people didn't really love, but I actually really liked, and this is in my makeup basket this month, so it actually works out kind of perfectly. But this is the It Cosmetics Bye Bye Pores bronzer, and it is a very warm tone bronzer as well as a shimmery bronzer. So anyways, I'm going to use that, and I'm going to go pretty heavy-handed, which actually is not unusual for me. I like to go very heavy-handed with my bronzers. I like the way that looks. I know not everybody does, but hello, that's why we're here doing this video full of makeup trends that everybody hates. So with that being said, I'm going to just apply my bronzer like I would to contour and go pretty heavy-handed with it. And just when you think you have added enough, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit more just for good measure. I definitely am guilty of going overboard with bronzer. I just think it looks so pretty. I love the warmth it brings to my skin, and I just feel like I cannot get enough of it. Honestly, the further I go with this look, the more I'm actually loving it so much. All right, moving on to the next most hated trend, and for some reason I feel like this is another one that lately has been just really been hated on, and I feel like I hear a lot of it from Betty Jean Butte Bean here on YouTube, because she gets a lot of hate for the way she applies her blush. And again, it's something that I think suits her really well. I think it's really cute, and like I've done or tried the trend before of blush draping, where you're using a lot of blush and almost in the sense of like using it to contour around your eyes. I actually think it's really, really pretty. Now, it's not something I do every day or a look that I would necessarily call like my own personal style, but I'm not opposed to it. I do think it looks really cute and it suits certain people. Like Betty Jean, it suits her really well. Another thing people seem to have a really big problem with, especially lately, is blushing the nose. Now, I feel like I remember a time back in the day where I saw someone blush their nose in a video just kind of randomly, and she's like boop boop and put some blush in her nose, and it actually did bother me, like seeing that red on her nose. And I didn't comment or anything, but I do remember. So I feel like I'm saying this because I can understand why people would say they don't like it, because when you're not used to seeing something, it can be very like that's all you can focus on and that's all you can think about. And when you stop and think about like, why is this bothering? It's not my face, but I don't know, something about it. I do recall seeing someone do that, and that's all I can think about. Like, why did she do that? Like it looks so strange to me. But the more I've been seeing it, the more I'm kind of more open to it, and I think it looks cute and really suits certain people and certain makeup styles. But I don't think it's necessarily needs to be something everybody hates on just because it's not what you would wear or what you would like we calm down about it. So anyways, what I'm going to be doing is going pretty heavy on the blush. I'm going to try to take it up pretty high, and I'm also going to take it across my nose. And so for the blush, I'm going to be using, this is Milani Baked Blush in the shade Luminoso. So this is just a little tiny deluxe travel or sample size, but it's really adorable, still in the same packaging. Okay, I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about this, especially with the blush on the nose, but I think because my nose is kind of a bigger nose, a little bit more rounded, I wouldn't prefer to draw a lot of attention to my nose like this, but I do think it is kind of cute. I think Betty Jean always says it's like a little bit of a fairy look, and I agree, it is kind of a very cutesy look, but at the same time I feel like it's also really making my nose look very rounded. So again, I can see why this isn't a style or a makeup trend that a lot of people would like to wear. I think you kind of have to be really comfortable with like your style and preferences, and also maybe really like your nose. I don't know, I'm not a fan of my nose, so I don't think I would like to wear this all the time, but I do think it looks really cute now that I'm trying it on myself. So not opposed to it, and I don't know if you can tell, I feel like in the viewfinder I'm looking and it doesn't look like I have too much blush up here, but I'm really packing it on, and as I look in the mirror here I can really see it. It is a lot of blush, so hopefully that translates for you guys to see, because this is quite a bit of blush. And what's interesting and funny about blush in general is that it actually is a makeup product that I used to not like. I didn't get it. I remember when I was younger, more so when I was younger, like when I was in high school and teenager, I remember my older sister would wear blush and I was just like, why? I don't get it. It's such a funny, like, I just thought it was such a funny makeup product. Like, I did not understand it. And then as I got older, I started really loving blush, and there was a time here on my channel even where I would go pretty ham with blush. Not quite necessarily in the whole like blushing my nose or blush draping or anything like that, but I would pack on a lot of blush. But like I said, I did try blush draping before in a previous video, and I loved that style. I thought it was really pretty, very different. But I like it. I'm not opposed to it at all. Alright, so I am very rosy now. And I'd love to know what you guys think so far of this makeup look with all these different hated trends on my face. Like, now seeing them on my face, like, I don't hate this. Like, maybe I wouldn't wear these all the time or every single day or all at one time, but I'm kind of digging this. I'm really having fun doing this, and I hope you guys are having fun watching it. And I feel like we've done a lot of really hated makeup trends, but there are still several more to go. So I hope you guys are still here with me. We're gonna move on into highlighter. So in my makeup basket, this month I did put in my, well, this is kind of like a small version of my collection of Bitter Lace Beauty highlighters. This isn't all of them. I have still several more highlighters from her, but I did put in this palette filled with a lot of my Bitter Lace Beauty highlighters. So I'm going to use one of those today. I'm not quite sure which one, but I wanted to talk about the hated highlighting trend. I'm sure you can all guess, but a lot of people don't really love too much highlighter. The biggest thing people seem to be upset about is highlighting the tip of the nose, so I am going to be doing that. Another thing people are not as vocal about compared to like highlighting the tip of the nose, but people do mention, is doing the highlighter mustache. That's something I'm guilty of. I've done the little highlighter mustache. I like the way it looks, but it is somewhat of a hated makeup trend, so I'm going to be doing that. Another thing that I see people say is they don't like too much highlight in the inner corner, so I'm going to be doing that as well. So now I just need to decide which highlight I want to use out of these ones, which one's gonna go well with my look. Maybe this one here, Pixie Dust. Ooh, Pixie Dust actually might be quite perfect since I feel like we have very much so a fairy like look going on. I also want something that's gonna pair well with what's here. So yeah, you know what, let's just do it. I'm gonna go into Pixie Dust for my highlight. So I'm gonna take that on the typical places on the cheekbone, but I'm also gonna put it on my nose, lips, and inner corner. I feel like it's hard for me to put it on the bridge of my nose. Even though I do put highlight on my nose, I feel like it definitely does widen the look of my nose when I put it right on the tip. So I'm trying to be more precise, but still feel like it's really giving me a wide looking nose, which honestly, for me personally, not a fan of. So anyways, okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and take some and put it in my inner corner as well. I'm gonna try to be a little bit dramatic there. There's actually a blue highlighter in here. I should have just used that for my inner corner. I didn't have to use the very same shade as my face highlight, but that looks pretty, but I feel like it's not dramatic enough. So I do think I am gonna go ahead and go into the blue highlighter here. This is Mermaid Lagoon. So it's this blue highlighter here. I'm gonna go ahead and dip into that and kind of top that there. I think that'll be much prettier, much better match. Oh yeah, that's awesome. It is gonna be blending with that other shade that I had down, but that's fine. We're gonna make this pretty dramatic. All right, here we are so far. What do you guys think of this almost full face so far of the most hated makeup styles and trends? We still have several more to go, so really quickly we're gonna move back to the eyes. Like I said earlier, I want to smoke out this a little bit more. There is still quite a bit of shadow left, but it did get cleaned up a little bit with concealer, as I said, but I just want to go back into that creamy shade here and just kind of smooth that out and smoke it out just a little bit. I might go back into the blue a little bit more too, but I really don't want it too harsh because it's such a dark shade. But I think doing this will kind of bring the shade out and just smoke it out a little bit more without being too harsh. Because honestly, I think when people smoke out their lower lash line, it's not crazy. It's not like super dark, it's just really blown out. And that's kind of what I want to do without it being too crazy. Okay, I do feel like we achieved a nice smoked out lower lash line. What do you guys think? I really like it. So now the next trend that is really hated quite a bit, and this I even got a couple comments on my Instagram. I wrote this down ahead of time, but like I said, I asked on Instagram and I got a couple people who said big lashes, like over dramatic lashes. A lot of people just are not for lashes. I think false lashes in general, but especially the really big dramatic lashes. And so today I'm going to be pulling out these ones that I just recently got from Virtuous by Veronica. I've already worn these once on my channel before in a previous video, and I wouldn't say like they're the most dramatic or most crazy glam, but they are pretty dramatic lashes. This is the style Empowered, so that's the style I'm gonna wear today, and I'm just gonna go ahead and really quickly put them on off camera and then pop back on so you guys can see how it looks, so this video doesn't get too long because we still are gonna move on to the lips after that. All right, I am back with lashes on, and yeah, these are definitely pretty glam. So yeah, I think they suit the hated trend of really glam lashes, but I really like them. But I can see why. I know a lot of people say that they feel like really like too big lashes kind of cover up the look of the shadow and all the pretty work you did, and I kind of can see that because right now when I look in the viewfinder with my eyes wide open, all I see is lash. You can't even see the glitter or anything else, so I totally can get that. But I do love big lashes. I like glam lashes, but I also love natural lashes too. Like I go both ways with that. So anyways, but it is a very hated trend, so we really packed it on the eyes I think today. So we do have two more hated trends to wear today, and they are concerning the lips. So I'm sure you guys can all guess what one of them is, and that is overlined lips. Now I am someone who definitely is guilty of not liking that trend. Probably you can say I hated the trend. I feel like hate is such a strong word, but I just do feel like there was a time in my life where I would look at people with overdrawn lips and it was just so obvious that it just looks so strange to me. Like, why when it's so obvious? But then once I started wearing more lipstick and stuff myself, I did start kind of overlining my own lips a little bit, not like excessively like crazy overline lips, but just to kind of even out my lip line a little bit. And then it like kind of eventually, like because I started doing it, like I started seeing it very differently and it stopped bothering me. But again, like I said in the beginning of this video, I think it's like, it's so personal preference. There's always gonna be someone who doesn't like what you do or your style of makeup. You have to just do what you like and what makes you happy and just like whatever. But anyways, so today I am gonna overline my lips and I'm gonna try to do it a little bit more dramatic. Not to mess up this look, but just to do it. I think what people don't like is when it's really over dramatic and really obvious. So I'm going to try to attempt to do that. And for overlining my lips, I'm just going to be using this Makeup Forever high precision lip pencil in the shade in 10. It's just kind of like a very nudie flesh tone lip color that I can use to overdraw my lips. Okay, I feel like I did overline them, but I feel like I'm having a really hard time committing to crazily overlining my lips just because I don't know, I'm trying to do it and I feel scared. Like I keep like not going higher than just like right outside my lip line because I feel like I don't want to ruin my look. So I'm just gonna go a little bit higher. I feel like for me, because I already do have fairly full lips, I wouldn't say my lips are like crazy full, but they're not super thin either. So I almost feel like I would look a little bit ridiculous with them too overlined, but I'm trying, you guys. Okay, believe it or not, I feel like that's overlined quite a bit. What do you guys think? Is that gonna count? Will that do for you guys? Like, I don't want to be cheating here, but I also, like I said, don't want to be ridiculous. So that's overlined for me. That's pretty overlined for me. So with that, the last thing I have as one of the most, like, I feel like hated trends is pairing a bold lip with a bold eye. Now I feel like more so recently, I feel like this is something that a lot more people are coming around to doing and liking. A lot of people are kind of fighting against that idea and that being a rule that you can't wear a bold lip with a bold eye. And I think that's really cool. It's definitely something that's not necessarily my personal style, and I think that's not necessarily because I don't like the look of a bold look and a bold eye. I just think that I'm so much more of a lip balm, lip gloss girl. I'm so basic when it comes to my lips. I don't really care to have much on my lips, and I just like eyeshadows more, so I most likely have a more bold eye and a neutral lip just because I don't prefer much on my lips. So I'm very basic when it comes to my lips in general, but I have recently tried to step a little bit more out of my comfort zone. I just did a face-off challenge with Alexandria on my channel, and in the final result of that look I did decide to pair it with a much more bold lip, and I feel like the eye itself was a pretty bold eye and I went with a dark bold lip, whereas normally I think I would have gone for like a nude lipstick or just a clear gloss and kept it really simple. But I was really glad that I stepped out of my comfort zone and tried that bold lip. I thought it would look really, really good. So I don't think that a bold eye and a bold lip is a bad look or a makeup style that should be hated so much, but I think it's just something that's very different. Not a lot of people do, but anyways, I would love to know why you guys don't like that trend. But with that being said, for my bold lip, I don't even know if this is going to count. I feel like it will count because it's still a pretty bold color on its own. But I'm going to pull out the Pixie Beauty Matte Lash lipstick in the shade Berry Beauty. So it's not a nude, and it's definitely a little bit more of a bold color, and but I still think it's going to be pretty complimentary to the look that's on my eye. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and apply that. I gotta admit, it was super weird to apply this really overlined my lips as well. Like, it just seemed so strange and different for me. But anyways, this is it. This is the completed full face of the most hated makeup trends and styles. I'm gonna give you guys a close-up so you can see how everything's looking up close and personal, and I would love to know what you guys thought of this video and this look and all of these trends. Are these makeup trends that you actually like? Are these makeup trends that you are someone who hates? I would love to know why, like what your thought process is. Let's keep it lighthearted. We're not here to fight or argue or anything like that. Everybody has different makeup preferences, and that is totally okay. I would love to know though that after seeing this video, have any of your opinions or thoughts on these makeup trends changed, or does it really just reconfirm your thoughts and opinions on them in the first place? I would love to know just if this video just sparked any kind of you know, different thoughts in your mind after kind of seeing them all in action, all in one place, all in one face. I definitely really actually like the way this look turned out, even though it is a lot of different trends and a lot of styles that is pretty different from my own personal style and something I would do on the daily, but I really like the way the full look turned out. Surprisingly, I wasn't sure if it was going to be Hot Mess Express or if it would really pull together, and I think actually in the end this is a really beautiful look. It's a very, very over-the-top glam look, but it's really, really pretty, I think. So I would love to know your thoughts and opinions on this look and this video. If you liked it, I would love for you guys to consider giving it a thumbs up, leave a comment letting me know your thoughts, share it with a friend, and if you are new here, maybe consider subscribing. I'm gonna put some videos on the screen here of some of my other content, so if you have time and feel like sticking around, maybe you want to check out some more of my videos. But anyways, with all that being said, I just want to thank you all so, so much for watching, and until next time, much love and hugs to you. Bye, beauty babes. Mwah! Everything else is fine. I kind of feel like I draw the line at overlined lips.